ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमि स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। प्रज्ञां सुप्रधानैः स्थिरचरनिकरव्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् सविष्टान् पुनरभिधिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नो मायासङ्ख्यं तुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विदिजविषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् सविष्टान् पश्चाश्चान्यान् स्वमिति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरभिशनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगतगुणगण पात्वनौ नः सूर्यः। ओमित्येतदक्षरमिदं सर्वं तस्योपव्याख्यानं बोधं भविष्यदिति सर्वम् ओङ्कार एव। यच्छान्यत्र कालातीतं तदप्योङ्कार एव। सर्वं ह्येतत् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म सोऽयमात्मा चतुष्पात् जागरितस्थानो बहिःप्रज्ञः सप्ताङ्ग एकोनविंशतिमुखः स्थूलभुङ् वैश्वानरः प्रथमपादः स्वप्नस्थान अन्तःप्रज्ञ सप्ताङ्ग एकोनविंशतिमुखः प्रविविक्तभुक् तैजसो द्वितीयपादः यत्र स्वप्नौ न कञ्चन कामं कामयते यत्र न कञ्चन स्वप्नं पश्यति यत् सुषुप्तं सुषुप्तस्थान एकीभूतः प्रज्ञानघन एतव आनन्दमयो हि आनन्दभुक् तेजोमुखः प्राज्ञस्तृतीयपादः एष सर्वेश्वरः सर्वज्ञ एष अन्तर्यामी एष सर्वस्य योनिः सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्ययो हि भूतानाम् न अन्तःप्रज्ञं न बहिःप्रज्ञं नोभेदप्रज्ञं न प्रज्ञानघनं न प्रज्ञम् अदृश्यम् अव्यवहार्यम् अग्राह्यम् अलक्षणम् अचिन्त्यम् अव्यपदेशम् एकात्मप्रत्ययसारम् प्रपञ्चोपशमम् शान्तं शिवम् अद्वैतं चतुर्थं मन्यन्ते स आत्मा स विज्ञेयः. So we are in the introduction of the seventh mantra. In the last session we went into the details of what is the limitation of shabda or the word to create knowledge or awareness in our consciousness, the limitation of it, because we cannot imagine a word where it doesn't have a meaning. So the different types of meaning which can come is from either the quality guna, or from the category like an animal or human being, etc., or by the actions of the activity indicated through the word, like the cook or a lawyer or a driver, like that. So there are different methods in which words make sense to us. The case of Turiya, we have no such reference or no such knowledge. What does it mean except that it is a fourth? Now the fourth can be very misleading when we are talking about the three aspects of our experience: Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, waking, dream and deep sleep. when this fourth is being told, our tendency to think is that it is something beyond what we are experiencing. We need to get into a new experience. That is what is Turiya, and it is not here now. Here and now, we don't experience it. It is something the fourth has to happen. Then only we know what is Atma or what is Turiya. That will be the misconception which we may get into. To ward off that, Shankaracharya, in his introductory Bhashya for the seventh mantra, he didn't much explain the words in the mantra per se directly, because he has dealt that in detail in all the other Upanishads. So, when it came to Mandukya Upanishad, those words he has briefly touched upon, but was for him what was more important is the process of understanding the word meaning of Turiya was more important to him rather than the words like Nanda Pratnya, the Bhe Pratnya, the Veda Pratnya, which is directly being exposed by the mantra. So, the Turiyadigamam, it means that the understanding of the word Turiya is something which he is harping upon. How to understand the word Turiya is the only method with which we can know our reality or what is the truth. For expressing that, he began with giving different examples, like on the word, what are the possibility, etc., etc. Then he is talking about the examples of the common examples where we have the misconception, like snake and the rope, or the post and the ghost, or the mirage and water, etc. All these things are what he is explaining. In all these things, we have a clear knowledge that the delusion or the appearances which we have had in each one of them, the snake on the rope or the ghost in the post or the etc., the appearance are momentary in nature, and they are changing in the nature, is that it didn't remain all the three states. And all the three states, all the three, the before, now, and after, what remains is the substratum on which the illusion takes place. Whether it is the post and the ghost or a rope and the snake, just taking two of the examples of the many which he has given. All the three time what remained was the reality, what is called the rope. In the rope, for a momentary time, we had an impression or a feeling of a snake due to some reason. And that illusion created a fear and the consequences thereof. But even when that is being experienced, please understand that even when the rope is being experienced, we cannot have the experience of our snake unless the rope is still present there. Which shows that the substratum is mandatory, the base is mandatory even for the delusion to be perceived, even if it is momentary in nature. The snake would not have been felt had there been no rope. Had there been no post, we would not have seen a ghost. So, what does it mean that? It clearly indicates that there should be the unchanging substratum of a rope when the snake is being perceived. That the perception of the snake comes and goes. Which comes and goes is not real. What is real is that which remains without the change. That is the rope. To one who realizes that, when he is being told that the rope is the reality, not the snake, so instantly he doesn't need any activity, no physical, maneuvering or anything is required to remove the misconception of the rope. All he wanted was the right knowledge being told. So when the right knowledge comes, there is no physical activity or any other required, which he is concluded in the last part. Rajju Sarpa Viveka Samakale Iva Rajjuam Sarpa Nivritti Phale Sati Rajju Adigamasya. That is the reason, like what he said, that Turyagame Pramanandaram Sadhanandaram Vanam Rigyam. Just as for the rope to be realized, all that was required was to know the unreality of the snake. The moment that unreality, what is not, the snake is not a reality, that when they say in a negation, Nisheda Mukhena, or by negating the reality of the snake, what remained was the rope, and rope need not have to be created, brought in from somewhere to be exposed or known. Therefore, Pramanandaram means no other means of valid knowledge is required, like, Pratyaksha, direct experience, or inference, Pratyaksha, Anumana, Upamana, Prattavatti, Upayalabdhi, all of the Tata Pramanandaram, nor Sadhanandaram. There is no need of sitting and meditating. I am now going to meditate on the snake is unreal. I have to meditate upon the rope, then only I will know the rope. Nothing of that sort was required. All it was required was, did you feel the snake there? Are you feeling the snake there? Yes. But do you know that the snake is not real? Can you see the rope in the place of snake? The snake is not real, rope is the reality, is all what was required. And the knowledge which he thought was the snake ghost, same in the case of post and the ghost, etc. So, Pramanandaram, Sadhanandaram, Nam Mrikyam. There is nothing required to this thing. Only what is to be removed is separating the ignorance of the rope of the snake, which was superimposed on the rope, that when removed by knowledge, the knowledge of the rope shines by itself. So the separation, the chidikriya, or the separation from the ignorance and the knowledge is all what is required. By that, for that is the purpose of the seventh mantra of the Upanishad, where they say, na anda pratnya, na bhi pratnyam, ubhayada pratnyam, all of those statements. It is only to segregate between the misconception which we have on our own nature of reality, so that the substratum or the knowledge or the turiya, which is our real nature, shines by itself, because it is always there. It can never be that something pramanandaram, sadhanandaram, bhamrigyam. There is nothing required to bring the turiya into our experience. It is not a fourth state where we get to know about it, nor is it something which can be achieved by doing the sadhana like pranayama, yoga, tapas, sadhana, or any meditation, etc. It is pure knowledge. Jnanana evatu kaivalyam. Jnate dvaidam na vidyate. The moment you know the reality, the second one which is there, the snake or the ghost, na vidyate, it cannot stand there, because the moment you know that it is a post, you, even if you want to see a ghost, you cannot see there. Same way, if you once you see the rope, you cannot see the snake there. Even same way, the water and the mirage, once you know there is no water, there is no attraction toward that. Even physically, it may still look like water. That may not have any validity there. So same way, now he is going to bring into the concept how the separation of the ignorance of Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti has to be done, so that our real nature of Turiya can be apprehended or understood properly. Now that is what I am going to explain in this particular session. So the Bhashya or the Shankara's explanation goes like that. Puna, again, tamopanayane vyadigirena gadadigame pramanam vyapriyate. That is, to see the pot which is covered by darkness, there is nothing which is required to be brought in to show that it is a pot. All what was required was the removal of darkness. When the darkness goes by itself, here the darkness stands for the ignorance, and that substratum of where that it is shining, that reality of the substratum by itself comes without any effort. Tesham ched avayava sambandha viyoga vyatirekena anyatara avayave api siddhi vyapriyataha ityuktam syat. Tesham ched, now similar to that, removing that, splitting the darkness and the existence of the part. There is no activity involved in the parts when you are really making, when the avayava rupena as a part, means one is the reality, one is the unreality, both being residing in the same substance. It may appear that it is the two parts of it. One is the ignorance part of not reality, and one is the substratum part of it. The snake is as if it is a part which is sticking to the rope, is by ignorance. So that is sticking of the snake appearance on the rope is what is to be removed, because rope is the reality. Appearance of the sticking of the snake appearance sticking onto the rope is the mithya or the ignorance or avidya. So that need to be removed. That is all the chidikriya is what they think. Just as when that is being removed by the darkness, the pot in the room is being known by itself. Same way, when the snake's reality is when it is known that it is unreal, you don't have to bring in anything new to exhibit or establish the rope. Yata puna gadattama tamas viveka karane pravrittam pramanam anupaditi sat tamo nivritti phalavasanam. So tamo nivritti phalavasanam. The darkness, when it is removed, the object which is there inside is known in the light of either the light of knowledge or light of the object. When the darkness is not there, which is covering that, same is the situation with which we should understand that the superimpositions of the waker, dreamer and the deep sleeper on the turiya is similar to the snake appearing on the substratum of the rope. Now, to that, leading towards that, he is taking that tatra pravritta chedya avayava sambandha vivekena pravritta tad avayava dvida phalameva avasanaha tada na antariyakam gadavijnanam na tat pramana phalam. Now here it is not a result of a pramana, result of a knowledge or a valid means of knowledge. It is not a thing. Or what? Gadavijnanam. The knowledge that the pot is there is not actually nothing new. All what it was done was that avayava dvidi phalam. What is in the form of a superimposition of darkness which was there on that? When that was removed, the pot shines by itself, or font is known by itself. The same way is we have to understand the appearance of the waking, appearance of the dream, and the appearance of the deep sleep are on the substratum of the turiya. Now, how these are all unreal is being explained in the in the following parashat. So we should understand that these three awareness or these three aspects of our experience are the one which are camouflaging or covering our real nature, with is the Surya. Nacha tadvat api atmani adhyaropita andaprajnatvadi viveka karane pravritya pradibodha vijnana pramanasya anupada idi andaprajnatvadi nivritti. Same way, tadvat atmani, in the atma or the turiya, adhyaropita andaprajnatvadi. Andaprajna means here it is referring to a dreamer. So we saw that in the third or fourth mantra, that sushuptasthana antaprajnah iti. Now adhyaropita means it is not a reality. Thus that reality of antaprajna or the dreamer's reality is easy for us to negate. So he is taking that itself, so that it becomes easy for us to understand that. It is a superimposition on our awareness that I am a dreamer. The objects of the dream, the experiences of the dream, these are all superimposition on our consciousness. When that is being removed, pradisheda vijnana pramanasya, that is not being brought by a knowledge which is separate from it. What is not real, like the dream reality of experiences are not real, is only thing which we need to know, that there was the consciousness who was knowing that I was dreaming. What was dreamer inside is different from the person who knows that I was dreaming. Same way, the dreamer, the moment he forgets he is the dreaming, he is the consciousness who is dreaming, he identifies himself with the dreamer. Therefore, the experience of the dreamer comes as a reality for him. Same way, in the waking, we know that the experiences of the waker is with the identifying with the waker. And therefore, what happens is that we feel that we are the waking entities. And then we forget our real nature. So, anupadita antaprajnadi nivritti vyatirekena turiye vyapara upapatti. By rejecting the rejection of the three aspects of waking, dream and deep sleep, other than that, to know turiya, there is no other means of knowledge, or no new knowledge is being created. Even when you are knowing the waker as waker, even when you are knowing the dreamer as a dreamer, even when you are knowing you are the deep sleeper as deep sleeper, you are knowing it with your own knowledge only, your own true nature only. But identifying with the dreamer, you became a dreamer. Identifying the waker, you became a waker. Identifying with the deep sleeper, you became a deep sleeper. Therefore, the turiya is the one on which all the three states are being superimposed. Andaprajnadi nivritti samakale eva pramadritvadi veda nivritte. By negating that superimpositions of the waker, dreamer and the deep sleep, all what we see, when you remove the snake appearance from the rope, what remains is the rope, or when the appearance of the post goes, what remains is the ghost. I mean, the ghost is removed, post is what is being the reality. Same way, andaprajnadi, like the dreamer, the waker and the deep sleeper, nivritti samakaleva, when they are removed, their identification is taken away, pramadritvabi veda nivritti. So the pramadritvam, I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the deep sleeper, and I am the knower of, I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the, even the sakshi bhava. That also from nivritti bhavati. That also goes. You are not even a sakshi. You can say you are a witness only when when something is being witnessed. You are knowing that you are changing from waking to dream to deep sleep, and the changes are happening is known. The knowing is, even in the case of a witness, the knowing is a kriya or an action of the changes. Even that pramadritvadi veda, that is what is being negated here. And when that is being done, even the sakshi, which was observing, or as an observing the dreamer, waker and the deep sleep, even when that is being negated, you cannot say that you are still witnessing them when that is not real. You cannot say you are still seeing a snake when the snake is gone. You cannot say you are seeing a ghost when the ghost is gone. So same way, the pramatra, that means the one who is knowing the three aspects and the changes taking place, that sakshi also is nivritti or is being negated or removed. Tadacha vakshati, then that knowledge happen. Jnate dvaidam na vidyate. In the Karika, Mandukya Karika, 18th Karika, Gaudapada says, once that is known, dvaidam na vidyate. There is nothing other than that. The dudiyasya bhava, dvaitam, that is not there. There is nothing to be known, nothing to be experienced, or nothing to be thing. It remains in its own purity. Iti jnanasya dvaita nivritti kshana vyatirekena kshanandara anavasthanat avasthaneva anavastha prasangat dvaiti nivrittihi. Jnanasya dvaita nivritti kshana vyatirekena. That moment when the dvaita nivritti takes place, other than that, jnanasya kshanandara avasthanat, there is not a secondary moment which is there required for that knowledge to happen. It is not that you removed by, equipments or by the, spade or bucket or anything, the darkness, and then you have to go and bring light to see a object inside a room. No. The moment the light comes, the darkness goes itself, the object inside the room becomes real. Same way, the moment that the light of knowledge comes in, your association with your bodies of the waker, dream, and deep sleep goes. The tadatmya, that I am the waker, I am the dreamer, I am the witness, deep sleeper, and I am the witness of the three. Everything is thrown overboard. Avasthaneva anavastha prasange iti dvaita nivritti. And that happens, there is nothing else, the Advaitam Paramarthada. You are in pure one, Egatma Pratyasaram. That awareness in which you are has no duality in it. Tasma, therefore, Pradisheda Vijnana Pramana Vyapara Samakale Eva Atmani Adhyaropida Andapratnyatwadi Anartha Nivritti iti Siddham. Therefore, Pratisheda Vijnana Pramana, that is, Pratisheda Vijnanam is the knowledge which is negating that as a valid information. Vyapara Samahale, when it is being applied, Eva Atmani, on the Atman, Adhyaropita, whatever has been superimposed as a waker, dreamer, or deep sleeper, or a witness, Andapratnyatwadi, all these names which I have told, Anartha Nivritti, they are all, calamities or damages which is happening to the reality. You are not knowing the reality because of these, Tadatmya or Adhyaropa. Iti Siddham. Then it becomes very clear. Na Andapratnyam iti Taijasa Pradishete, na Bahipratnyam iti Vishwa Pradishete, na Uveda Pratnyam iti Jagarita Swapnayor Andarlalavastha Pradishete. Now comes to the Na Andapratnyam. When it is word the used is Na Andapratnyam, means Taijasa is being negated. Taijasa, we knew that is a dreamer or the knower of the subtle world of experiences. It can be in waking, it can be in dream. Where there is a subtle world of experiences. In the waking, the subtle world of experiences are imagination, hallucination, daydreaming, memory. All of them are subtle knowledge. And the gross knowledge is what is the sense organs are perceiving directly and mind cognizing this when you are seeing an object or when you are hearing a sound. These are all gross, which is called the waking. In the waking itself, there is a Taijasa aspect or a Andapratnya, which is that your memory. You are thinking about an experience in your waking, about something has happened. Where does it take place? Andapratnya. It is happening in you, inside yourself. There is nothing physically outside which you are experiencing. But at the same time, your experiencing of a past incident or a memory or a happiness or a sorrow is real in the waking. So that is the Andaprajna. Na Bhiprajnam iti Vishwapradisheda. When it is saying Vishwa means the entire world of experiences through the sense organs, including the mind as a controller of the sense organ. That Kathopanishad, example of the chariot and the horses. You should keep that in mind when it is being said that the five sense organs of knowledge and five sense organs of action, all of them which is being controlled by the mind together, feels that the world of objects of reality outside us. That is what is called Vishwa. So that is being negated when in the mantra when it is said na bhahi prajnamiti. Na ubeda prajnamiti jagarita swapnayor andaralavastha pradisheda. Now there is a ubeda prajna means it is a mixture, something like a dusk and dawn where you have darkness coming and the sunlight has not fully gone. So at the same time you cannot say it's a day. So it is either day or dawn type of a thing, andaralavastha. Same way, you may remember part of it. This happens mostly in the lucid dreams, what we can call it as, or daydreaming also. In both the cases, it is, you cannot say it is real. At the same time, you cannot say it is a dream. It is something similar in between. So that is what is called the na ubeda prajna. Na prajnana ghanam iti sushuptavastha pratisheda. By saying that na ubeda prajna, when it is negated all the lucid ones, etc. So we have now negated the dream, we have negated all the gross objects, we have removed all the mixture of the gross and the subtle. And the third one is the prajnanakhanam. Sushuptavastha pradisheda. In the state of deep sleep. Even that is being negated, that the experience of the deep sleep is negated by saying the na prajnana ghanamiti. Bija bhava viveka swarupatvad na prajnamiti yugapat sarva vishaya jnadritva pradisheda. That is when it is saying that na prajnana ghanam or the sushupta pradesh, sushupta sthana, eki bodha, all those statements which we studied earlier, bija bhava viveka swarupatvad. It is considered to be the seed from where the waking and the dream gets energy to come up. So bija bhava, that is the activity like a seed of viveka swarupa, and it is the nature of viveka. It is the nature of knowledge, because knowledge, it is with the knowledge we become a waker. It is the knowledge in which we become a dreamer. And this becomes the state from where the seed is in the form of a seed. Like a seed in the mud is not known unless the sprout comes up. Same way, in the deep sleep, the world of dream or the waking doesn't come up until it becomes experienced. So, na prajnamiti yugapat sarva vishaya jnadriptva pradisheda. Na prajnamiti. Then he is saying that na prajnam. So, na anda prajnam, na bhi prajnam, na ubeda prajnam, na prajnana ghanam. The fourth one is also written. The fifth one is saying na prajnamiti. Na prajnamiti means here even it is saying it is even not the prajna. You can't even call it by a name called prajnamiti. Yugapat sarva vishaya jnatritva pradishede. In one stroke, Yugapat, this statement denies any sort of experience at all. Even the experience which we are all imagining and painting, that Atma Jnanam, there is a knowledge of Atma which is going to happen, or something like that, when the Jagrat is not there, when the dream is not there, when the deep sleep is not there, then there is going to be a knowledge of Atma. That will be our imagination. But even that is being negated. Yugapat sarva vishaya jnadritva. There is no vishaya, means there is no subject, no object, no knowing. Sarvam pradishedam. Everything is being negated. Na apratnyatyam chaitanya pradishedaha. Then the doubt can arise. If it is it apratnyam? Apratnyam means no absolute non-cognition or non-existence, non-awareness. Chaitanyam. Is it? It is a chaitanya pradishedaha. Na apratnya. So there are two negations for it. Apratnya means not chaitanya, not non-chaitanya. So that means it is a chaitanya swarupa. Isya pradishedaha means it is not allowing you to remove that aspect of chaitanya. That chit swarupa of the nature of reality is included in that na apratnyam ityata iti chaitanya pradishedaha. So now all those things have been removed, by which we know by our own experiences what is our individuality. So then the question will come, kada punar andapratnattvadi atmani gamyamananam rajyadau sarpadi vipradishedatvat sattvam gamyata iti. How then can we negate the andapratnya and generate the knowledge of the snake and the rope at all? Acharya Shankara says, Uchade, I'll explain. Nyasurupa visheshe api iteredara vyabhichara asatyatva. Even though it is Nyasurupa, known with the specific nature of the waker, dreamer and the deep sleep, iteredara vyabhichara, they are never remaining permanent. When you are going into waking, neither the deep sleep nor the dream is there with you. When you move to dream, neither the deep sleep nor the waker is with us. Or when we go to deep sleep, neither the waker or the dreamer is there. So they are not permanently remaining with us to be saying that is the reality. Vyabhichara means that which changes can never be a truth. So the truth which we attribute to the world of waking reality is gone when you are into dream or into the deep sleep. So the waker can never be a reality because it is going, it vanishes. Same is the case with the dreamer. The dreaming also goes with thing. So there is nothing where all the three are mutually exclusive. One cannot be experienced when the other is being experienced. Therefore, iteredara vyabhicharat asatyatvam. They are all unreal or untrue because they cannot be present all the time. Rajvadiva sarpadharadi vikalpa vedat. Just Rajvadiva, like in the rope, sarpa, dhara, adi. Like this, either the snake or there is a streak or a crack on the floor. Anything which is superimposed on the rope is becoming unreal because it is moving, it is going, it is not permanently staying. What is permanently staying is this rope only, all the three tribes, being the substratum. Sarvatra avyabhicharat jnaswarupasya satyatvam. Therefore, sarvatra, in all the conditions, avyabhichara, that which doesn't go through any mutation, change, or affected by any changes, jnaswarupasya, the nature of the reality of awareness is the satyatvam, is the only truth which is there. So that is the truth which is the jnaswarupam, prajnaswarupam, or the pure consciousness, chaitanya swarupam, is the only swarupam, satyam, because that doesn't undergo any change. Even the waker, dreamer and the deep sleeper and the sakshi goes when the dreamer, deeper and deep sleeper goes. But the chaitanya remains, that aspect of awareness, the reality of the consciousness remains. Sushupte Vyavicharatiti Chet. Then the question the opponent asking here is that Sushupte, in the deep sleep, Vyabhicharati iti, it is changing in the deep sleep, isn't it not? Because in the deep sleep you have no consciousness, no awareness, nothing. So you cannot say it is there in the deep sleep. I can understand waking, I can understand dream, because there the knowing is happening, this thing is there. In the deep sleep, I am not knowing anything. So there is no knowledge, no knower or the consciousness or awareness in the deep sleep. For that, he is quoting from the Brihadaranya Upanishad, the discussion between Jnatyavalkya and Janaka. Nahi vitnyatuhu vitnyate viparilopo vidyate avinashitvat. Not indeed the knower's nature of knowing is lost in the deep sleep. The knower or the Chaitanya, its own pure nature is lost in the deep sleep. Viparilopo na vidyate. He is not getting destroyed by this, by that, in the deep sleep. Atayeva adrishyam yasmad drishyam tasmad avyavaharyam. Therefore, adrishyam, it is only that there is non-apprehension in the deep sleep. It is not that apprehension is not happening or awareness is not there. There is no object for apprehending or understanding or knowing. Therefore, you feel as if nothing is happening. Yasmad adrishyam. Because it is adrishyam, because to see something, to drishyam means here only to indicate by the experience part of the sense organs or the internal external organs. Tasmad avyavaharyam. Therefore, there is no vyavahara or transaction. To have a transaction, you need to have something else. But the awareness by itself is available there. Agrahyam karmendriya, because the agrahyam is because it's not being able to understand the whole thing, because there is no sense organs available there to grasp anything. Therefore, you can say this is adrishyam. In the mantra we have said that, no, sushuptya sthana, na anda prajnam, na behi prajnam, na ubeda prajnam, na prajnanam, atma prajnam, na prajnanakanam. Adrishyam is the word you say. Yasmad adrishyam, tasmad avyavaharyam. Now, adrishyam is because it cannot be seen. It is not possible for by which anything can be seen or anything, because it is all by itself. Therefore, avyaharyam. There is no transaction possible. For to have a transaction, you need two. So, adrishyam and avyavaharyam is being used for that, because to negate that there is something other than that, and avyavaharyam, transaction is all negated because there is nothing other than that. Alakshanam. In the mantra, is he saying the alakshanam. Alakshanam is alingam ityetat. There is no way you can define it. Lingam means marker or a identifier or a definition or a distinguishing thing, method in which it can be distinguished. Therefore, alakshanam. Therefore, there is no way it can be distinguished. Ananumeyam ityarthaha. Therefore, all you can know is that it is not possible to know it. Anumeyam means to understand or to know it. Ananumeyam means it cannot be understood. It is not that it's ananumeyam when it is said that it is zero or nothingness. No, it cannot be known, because Vijnatur Vijnate Viparilopo no Vidyate Avinashitva. When it is in its own pure nature, there is nothing other than that. Therefore, there is no transaction, there is no name, there is no definition with which can. Therefore, it cannot be known by what we know as knowing. We know knowing as a perception or a cognition by all the methods which we know only through the sense organs or the mind. This is a state where there is not even, these things are not even functioning or available. Therefore, anunumeyatvam ityarthaha. Ataha eva achintyam. Therefore, how can you even think of an object which is not possible for even you to cognize within your mind? You cannot bring it into your cognition by imagination. Anunumeyatvad. Therefore, ataeva achintyam. Atayeva avyapadeshyam shabdaihi. Therefore, words cannot discipline. When you cannot imagine about it, when you cannot think about it, how can the words be used? Because words needs any reference to utter it. Ekatma pratyasaram. Jagradadi sthaneshu eka eva ayamatma iti avyabhachari yaha pratyaya. It is that pratyaya or that pratyaya normally is the experience or anubhava or bodha with which you can say that I am, that expression or the experience of without any relating to anything. That is what is called pratyaya, and that is ekatma pratyasaram, and that is the essence of that. Ekatma here when it is saying that, it is not saying that Atma is only one. No. That when it becomes one and everything, there is nothing other than that. There is a state where it becomes the essence of oneness in the form of Atma or in the knowledge or awareness, which cannot be explained by words, which cannot be thought about, which cannot be measured, which cannot be defined. And therefore, that is the state of Ekatma Pratyasaram. It means I alone. In your deep sleep, what was your experience is similar to that, we can say, but it is not the same. Because there is a Pratyabhijna or a memory of a good sleep when you wake up. In this case, there is no memory also which can generate any memory, because mind itself is not there. So Ekatma Pratyasaram is that pure beingness in a state of totality, awareness, or the words can fail to describe that. So the Upanishad has to use only one word for it. Eka Atma Pratyasaram. Atma means oneself, has become one with everything, and therefore it becomes the essence of everything. There is no everything that time. All that is there is only he himself. Tenam anusaraniyam athava eka atma pratyasara pramanam yasya turiyasya adigame turiyam eka atma pratyasaram. Now ekatma pratyasaram and is the turiya pratyasaram are one. When we negated our aspects of waking, dream and the deep sleep and the witness, what remained was the turiya. So ekatma pratyasaram is indicating to that turiya pratyasaram. The word turiya, pratyaya means can be even used as a word or a methodology of explaining or defining. So what is being told by, or the essence of turiya is the same as ekatma. So there is that unconditional, unflinching, all sorts of negations you want to put, you can put. Whatever is possible within your mind. Still, the one who is negating remains. Not as a negator. Even that is getting negated. I am no more negated. There is nothing else to negate than even the negator word is going. So, that is the time ekatma pratyasaram, and that is the same as tutiyam ekatma pratyasaram. That turiya itself is ekatma pratyasaram. And that is what is again told in the Brihadaranya Upanishad. Atmatyeva upasita. Understand, no. Atma iti eva upasita. Understand or know that is the Atma. Not nedamidam upasate. Not what you are doing, understanding here in the world as Atma. Not the waker, not the dreamer, not the Ishvara, not the Virat, not the Hiranyagarbha, nor the Brahma, nor the Atma, nothing. It is that Pratyasaram, and that is the essence of everything. Words cannot describe it. So the words like Atma, Brahma, and everything has to be dropped, because all of them can bring into limitations in our thought process. Atma means the moment we say Atma, you will think about it is something which is related to the individual. No, it is not Atma. Brahma means Sarvam Khalidam Brahma, everything is Brahma, everything is Atma. That everything itself doesn't exist, so where can be everything is Atma? So that is also negated. When all those things is negated, Turiya eva Atma Pratyasah. That is what is to be understood. This Turiya, which is the substratum for all superimposition which we do by way of waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper and the witness, that is the substratum where it is. This is what is to be understood. So there is one more paragraph. Andaprajnatvadi sthana dharma pradisheda kritaha. Now Andaprajnatvadi dharasthana nirdhan. Now all these negations of Andaprajnam, Bahiprajnam, Uvedaprajnam is all has been done. Prapanchopashamam iti jagratadi sthana dharma abhava uchyate. The word prapanchopashamam is being explained. What is prapanchopashamam? Prapancha is experienced only in the jagratadi. Jagrata and Swapna is only where you have prapancha. Prapancha means the world of experiences. We have both in the waker and the dream. So prapanchopashamam and the pratyabhijna or the memory that I had a good sleep in the waking is also part of the waking. Because if you really look at it, the dreamer, even though it's an experience by itself, the dreamer is not able to express itself. So we are in the waking, we are saying the dreamer is the I dreamt. The I dreamt is an experience told by the waker. Same waker is saying I had a good sleep as a pratyabhijna or a memory of a good sleep. So from the point of view of the waker, you can include the dream and the deep sleeper into the waker's experience. And when you remove that as becomes the whole prapancha. The prapancha becomes the waking world, the dream world, and the deep sleep world, all described by the waker. That upashama means when it dissolves in that substratum, where there is where did the snake go? Snake did not fly away or did not die and separate out of the rope. No, it merged into the rope to become the rope. The snake was not there. If at all you thought it was there, that appearance of the snake merged with the appearance of the rope. So same way, the whole world which we are experiencing the waking, as the waking world, dream world, and the deep sleep world, and the witness, everything included is called the prapancha, and that names and forms dissolves when it happens. That is what is called prapanchopashamam. Atayeva shantam. That is the time when it is peace, because there is nothing to disturb the peace. Avikriyam, there is nothing to, no way it can convert itself into anything else other than that. Shivam yataha advaitam vedaka vikalparahitam. Shiva means Advaita here. Shivam Advaitam Chaturtam Turiyam Manyante. So we are coming to that. Shivam means Mangalam, pure. Advaitam Veda Vikalparahitam. There is no way you can bring in separation in it. Chaturtam means Turiyam Manyante. Therefore it is considered to be the fourth because it is present in the waking, it is present in the dream, it is present in the deep sleep, and it is into which the waker dissolves, the dreamer dissolves, the deep sleeper dissolves, like the snake dissolving into the rope to become the reality of the rope. Same way, the prapancha upashama samaye, when the prapancha dissolves from the waker's point of view of the dream and deep sleep, and the waker dissolves into the substratum, that is Suryam Manyante, that is the fourth. Pratiyamana padatraya rupa vailakshanya. So the rupa vailakshanya, the appearances of the three, traya mean all the pratiyamana. It's a pratiti. We have the, experience of the waker, dream and deep sleep is not being negated. The experiences are not real is what is being told, because they vichara, because they change. So the change can be done only a changeless substratum. So therefore it is a rupa vailakshanya. It is different from the changes, have to be different from the changeless on which it is being adhyaropa. Sa atma sa vitneya. That is what is being called the atma in the, and vitneya. You should know that. Therefore atma tyupasida. When it is said that, understand that as the atma. Pratiyamana sarpadanda bhuchidradi vyatireka व्यतिरिक्ता यदा रज्जु तदा तत्त्वमसि इत्यादि वाक्यार्थ आत्मा. Pratiyamana, appearing to be experiencing as the sarpa or the snake or a danda or a stick, bhuchidra, the crack on the floor, ityadi vyatirikta, separate from them, Yadharaju, just the reality was the rope, tatha, same way, when Tattvamasi iti Vada Vakya, Shastra, when it is saying that you are, when this snake is not the reality, the rope is the reality when it is being told. Same way, the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper, and the knower of these things are not you. It is the knowledge is your reality, or that awareness or the consciousness is your reality, in which you are experiencing all those are like snake rope or snake crack, etc. on the rope is what it is being done by you, thinking and associating that you are the waker, you are the dreamer or the deep sleeper. Tattvamasi Vakya is saying you to go beyond the superimposition to that. The Tat is that what it is being, that which is the Achintyam Avyaktam Ananta Rupam Avyavaharyam Chantam Advaitam. That is Tat. Tad Tvamasi. You are, your nature is that, or you are that really. All you thought is in your waking dream and deep sleep is not there, that reality. Ityadi Vakyartaha Atma. Adrishtaha drishtaha. It cannot be seen, nor can be seen. Nahi drishtor drishte vipirilopo vidyate avinashitva. Again, the seers, the one which is experiencing of the experiences, never is diminishing. The real here, the drishta is the one which is in which it is happening. The rope at any point of time has not become the snake or the crack on the floor or the stick, etc. All that can go to viparilopa, means all that can vanish. But the rope doesn't vanish. Same way, the substratum, the conscious substratum or the chaitanya is the drishtu, is the real seer, not what you thought as the seer of the waker, seer in the dreamer, or the seer or experiencer of the deep sleeper. They are all conditional. They step. The experience of the deep sleepers is not there in the waking. The waker's experiences, therefore, the seer of the waker is not there in the dream or the deep sleep. So all of them are changing and changing at a different thing. But all the changes are happening in some substratum, which is the substratum where nothing is happening. There is no diminishing or nothing is happening. Therefore, that is the drishtara. He is the real drishta, or he is the real one who is knowing it. Ityadibhi ruktoho yaha savitneya iti bhuta purva gatya jnate dvaita bhavaha. Once who realizes this, for him there cannot be a duality. He has to, if with a clean mind and without any baggage, if somebody has listened to this in the proper spirit and understanding, Shravana Samakale eva jnanam. Na sadhanantaram pramanantaram mrigyam. There is no need of any other thing to be done. You don't have to do anything else. If this is understood by your intellect, then there is nothing more to be done. This becomes you. You become convinced what is your real nature. And that is what you have to understand that. This is how the seventh mantra is being explained by Shankara. I'll stop here. We'll continue on Friday. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all. Dhanyawad.